I'll be the first to admit that I know nothing about sports. I don't follow sports anymore. Like, I used to watch basketball as a kid, but I don't anymore. I'm more of a video game nerd, but that's fine. Like, the people who I know who are left-wingers who follow sports, they seem to think that this NBA strike that was starting to emerge could have been something that was really substantial. However, whatever potential was there for social change, it was crushed by Obama. He stepped in and stopped that momentum. SB Nation reports how Barack Obama helped convince NBA players to end their strike and return to play. In a call with Chris Paul and LeBron James, Barack Obama urged NBA players to return to the court and resume the playoffs. So you don't really have to know much about sports to understand what's happening here. NBA players were planning on doing a really meaningful protest to speak out against police brutality, and Obama came in and stopped it. As Ricky O'Donnell explains, a call to Barack Obama from a small group of players, including NBA PA President Chris Paul and Los Angeles Lakers superstar LeBron James, helped convince NBA players to end their strike in the wake of the police shooting of Jacob Blake and return to the court to finish the playoffs. The season was hanging in the balance when James and Paul spoke to Obama after a tense meeting between players, coaches, and union leadership on Wednesday night, followed by the Milwaukee Bucks players' decision to refuse to take the court and players from subsequent teams joining them. After no games on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, the league will return to play on Saturday despite a faction of players favoring leaving the bubble and ending the season. Bucks players took inspired collective action when they decided to not play as a way to protest the police shooting of Blake. Blake, a black man, was shot by police 7 times in front of his children in Kenosha, Wisconsin, just 35 miles from the Bucks' home arena. Several NBA players had hinted at potentially striking, including Milwaukee's George Hill, who said, "We shouldn't even have came to this damn place, to be honest, a day earlier," but the move still reportedly came as a surprise to the rest of the league. The Bucks' intention was to forfeit and accept a Game 5 loss in their series against the Orlando Magic, according to Chris Haynes of Yahoo Sports. Instead, the Magic refused to accept the win, and players from the 4 other teams scheduled to play Wednesday night, the Oklahoma City Thunder versus Houston Rockets and the Lakers versus Portland Trailblazers, decided to strike in solidarity with the Bucks. NBA players then came together for a heated meeting on Wednesday night that also included union boss Michelle Roberts and coaches. There was reportedly some momentum among a certain group of players to walk away from the season as a way to pressure NBA owners to take meaningful political action towards ending police brutality and the disproportionate use of deadly force by cops against black men and women. Roberts reportedly helped explain how much money could be lost for NBA players if they walked away. At one point in the meeting, James and the Lakers reportedly got up and left with an apparent but unofficial vote to end the season. The Clippers followed them. At that point, it was unclear if the season was actually over. Hours later, James and Paul spoke to Obama on the phone. With the season apparently hanging in the balance, Obama helped convince NBA players to return to the court. Obama reportedly advised NBA players to play, according to Shams Charania of The Athletic. So in case you're not keeping track, that is 2 major social movements that Obama decided to kill in a year. Burning 2020, and now the NBA strike. Thanks, Obama. Now, if you're wondering what he said to them to convince them to not strike, basically it was lip service. Like, he convinced them that a meaningless thing is going to suffice in lieu of the strike. Katie Hill, a spokeswoman for Obama, gave the following statement to CNN. As an avid basketball fan, President Obama speaks regularly with players and league officials. When asked, he was happy to provide advice on Wednesday night to a small group of NBA players seeking to leverage their immense platforms for good after their brave and inspiring strike in the wake of Jacob Blake's shooting. They discussed establishing a social justice committee to ensure that the players and the league's actions this week led to sustained, meaningful engagement on criminal justice and police reform. So there it is. They get a committee so they can stay engaged about this issue. Liberals sure do love their committees, and we know why. Like, it's a way to get people to think that they're going to take action without actually accomplishing anything meaningful at all. Yeah. So before I give you my thoughts on this, I think that this tweet put it best. Obama just hides in one of his mansions until he senses structural change in the air and immediately gets on the phone to make sure it doesn't happen. And that is exactly right. Now, I'd be remiss to not share this meme with you because it's pretty accurate given the circumstances that we are learning about here. So listen, I've said this once, I'll say it again. Obama is the final boss of liberalism, and as long as he has credibility, the left has no chance of actually accomplishing social change. Because look at how easily he got Democrats to fall in line behind Joe Biden. You had Amy Klobuchar, Pete Buttigieg, and also Beto O'Rourke all come out to support Joe Biden after he won South Carolina. And more importantly, they dropped out. Had they not dropped out, centrists probably would have split the votes. Bernie would have gotten the most out of Super Tuesday, wouldn't have been in a hole. Now, I maintain, still till this day, that, it wasn't over for Bernie at that point, but was it one of the final nails in the coffin of Bernie 2020? Yeah, and Bernie just didn't act quick enough. So, if you're going to blame Obama for Bernie's loss, you're not necessarily wrong. Like, I place blame on Bernie disproportionately, but still, Obama got all the centrists to coalesce around Joe Biden, something that the Republican Party establishment couldn't do in 2016, which led to Donald Trump winning. So Obama stopped that massive social movement from happening in March, and he just stopped another massive social movement from happening. Like, I don't follow sports, so I don't necessarily know how substantial this is on like a real concrete level, because all of this, is it's a little bit hard to follow. But if they didn't play their games, even I can acknowledge that would be huge. You get people to acknowledge the severity of this issue and the urgency to address it. But Obama just told them, all we need is a committee, and that'll help us to stay engaged. Okay, well, if you stay engaged, but there's no action, then what's the point? Listen, every single time Obama is trending or gives a speech, it is incumbent on us left-wingers to educate people about his terrible legacy. He murdered innocent civilians in Pakistan, Yemen, and Somalia, and he gave children PTSD for the rest of their lives. We elected him because he was against the Iraq War, and after having 2 terms, we're still in the Middle East. This is a bad person. He killed the public option, not Republicans. He didn't even propose it. He is the Grim Reaper of left-wing change. But so long as people worship Obama and think that he, had a scandal-free administration and the biggest scandal was him wearing a tan suit, we're going to be in this predicament to where anytime there is structural change in the air, as that tweet pointed out, he's going to swoop in and kill it with a phone call. Why? Because he is very persuasive. Like, if you watched his DNC convention speech, it was the best speech out of the entire convention. Like, you know exactly why he's able to convince these people to do what he wants, because he's extremely charismatic. It doesn't matter that we know he's hypocritical. Most people still fall for his bullshit. Even Michael Moore, who knows better, tweeted out, "You've got to love Obama." Really, Michael? You've got to love Obama? The guy who easily killed Bernie 2020 and droned innocent civilians in the Middle East and North Africa? You got to love that guy? No, you don't, and you shouldn't. So this is disgusting. Obama is just another smug, rich elite that now is an obstacle to change that we have to fight once again. Like, I absolutely regret voting for him twice. Like, I was stupid enough to believe that, maybe in his second term it'd be better. It was really the Republicans who were holding him back. No, we know who Obama is. He's another Clinton Democrat. But except maybe worse than Clinton at this point, because Clinton doesn't have much credibility, whereas Obama does have legitimacy. So if he says something, people listen, especially Democrats and centrists and the media. They love him. So, yeah, you think that, in 4 years or 8 years, AOC is going to easily, sweep to victory in a Democratic primary? Not if Obama has anything to say about it. You think if we elect enough Justice Democrats, we're going to get Medicare for All passed? Not if Obama swoops in and gives them a call. He's the enemy to change. He's an obstacle to change that we have to fight. Again, final boss of liberalism. So unless we work in overtime to discredit Obama, nothing is going to change in this country.